What's going on, guys? It's Sensei Adam, and today I'm going to be discussing which brawlers need a buff and a nerf. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, it's been a long time since they've done any balance changes to the game. I think the last one was like at the beginning of October, where they did a slight nerf to barley and dynamike, but then that's it. But they still left every other brawler the same for about 2 months and a half now. But today I just want to really quickly talk about which brawlers I think need a nerf and a buff. And these are just my opinions from what I've seen from playing the game a lot. So if you guys have your own opinions on balance changes, just leave them down in the comments below. Alright, first let's get started on all the brawlers I think don't need any change at all. These are Shelly, El Primo, Piper, Terra, and Ricochet. Right now, I think these 5 are decently balanced and they shouldn't change anything about them. The one I'm not too sure about though is Ricochet, because he could use a health nerf, but then he's also not very good at like doing damage at long range because it's easy to dodge his shots, so I'm not too sure about him. Alright, but now let's go on to the brawlers that need a buff. First off, we have Nita. And now these are the changes that I think need to happen to Nita. Her charge time for her bear needs to be decreased to 6 hits from 7. And her bear needs to be able to attack and move at the same time. Right now her bear is just really underpowered and it's easy to kill it, and a lot of matches you're going to find that you're not even going to get the bear twice because it's really hard to get and it like dies before it even gets a hit. So it should probably be easier to get for what it does. Next up we have Pam, and what I think we should do to her is make her bullets fire faster from her gun. When you shoot your bullets, it takes so long to fire, like it takes probably a second, so the bullets should probably fire faster. And right now it just feels like she's a much weaker area control option than Poco. Going off of that, our next brawler that needs a buff is Bo, and my suggestion is that he either gets his mine to have his stun effect back, or he gets his health back to 900. The problem with Bo is that he's an area control guy just like Poco. But the problem is everybody knows how to trigger his mines without taking any damage, especially at high levels. So his mines need their stun back to actually be effective. Or if they don't want to do that, they can just increase his health back to 900 and make him the ranged tank again. And then another area control specialist that needs a buff is Jessie. She's one of the characters that I'm not too sure how they're gonna balance, but right now she's kind of weak because of the lobber meta, the dynamike and barleys. Like, they destroy her turret really fast. And a cool idea I came up with is that her first bounce, her first shot, stuns the opponents for 0.2 seconds. And that's like a creative way to give her a buff. But the bounce shots don't stun the opponent. Next up we have Spike, and I'm suggesting he gets an increase to 700 HP from 600. He's like Nita with the same range as Nita, but he only has 600 HP. With him, you have to actually get close to your opponents, and he just doesn't have that much health to be a medium range brawler. And now we have the most nerf brawler in the game, Mortis. What I think he should get his speed back to 750 from 650. Because whenever you try to get close to the opponent and you have no more dashes left, it's impossible to dodge him. At least with his 750 speed, he can dodge his opponents more in other game modes. And now last but not least, in the buff category, we have Bull. Now I think Bull overall, he's balanced, but his super is pretty weak. And I don't know how they're gonna fix it. Like, somebody suggested to make it be able to stop, but I'm pretty sure they're not gonna be able to do that. So what I put is to just increase his super damage to 300 from 200. Now that we got the buffs out of the way, let's get on to the brawlers that need a nerf. And the first brawler that needs a nerf almost immediately is Crow. The thing with Crow is that once you get poisoned by him, you have to hide for like 10 seconds in order to regen your health. And then you're basically gonna give up the objective to your opponent. So my suggestion is that it decreases to 4 ticks from 5. Even then, I don't think it's enough to make him balance, but it's a start. And with that said, now we have the unlimited bullets damage machine, Colt. And I don't know what Supercell was thinking when they thought about giving a long range damage dealer 700 HP. So my suggestion is to decrease Colt's base HP to 600 and to increase his reload time to 1.25 seconds from 1 second. And on the topic of long range damage dealers, we have Brock. And Brock's the same thing as Colt. His health should be 600 and not 700 because he's a long range damage dealer, but they should also increase his super charge time to 5 from 4. And if you guys know Brock, you know how fast he cycles his super. It's just extremely fast. Once you get one, you're guaranteed 2 hits. You need 2 more to get another super, and the cycle keeps going. So I think it should be 5 hits and not 4. And now, next up on the list is going to be Poco. And I think fixing the issues with Poco is probably going to indirectly buff both Pam and Bo. He's just the best area control, and he's almost a must in every smash and grab map. So my idea is to increase his super charge time to 6 hits from 5, and to nerf his super heal to 400 from 460. And I think this is going to bring back Pam and Bo a lot more, because they can be more of the area control and not just Poco on every single team. And now we go on to the 2 characters that everybody probably expected on this list. And first we're going to talk about Barley. Now the problem I see with Barley is that his super charges way too fast. Like once you get a super, you can just chain that really fast. So his super charge time should be increased by 25% to make it so he can't chain that super over and over again and end up getting 6 supers per match or something like that. And then the other half to that is Dynamike. Now what I think should happen to Dynamike is his health go down to 650, and they're going to be able to do that because once they release like the new 400% increase to everybody's health, they're going to be able to like do more variables and not just 600 or 700. So decrease his health to 650 from 700, and also increase his super load time by 12%. Because just like with Barley, if you hit your super just on one person, it's already going to be loaded up 65% to another super. So it's really easy to chain and get a bunch of supers per game. So it should take a little longer for you to get your super. Alright guys, I hope you like my balancing ideas. If you guys have any ideas of your own, just post it down in the comments, and then maybe we can get some cool balancing ideas going. As always guys, peace.